Good morning everyone, this is Kavipriya of SNS College of Alterations from Department of Cardiac Technology. Now the topic is about gas exchange in respiratory physiology. Here the gas exchange which occurs primarily in a lung at the space of alveoli. There is tiny airy sacs surrounding the dense network of capillaries. See, this is alveoli and it is covered by capillaries. The alveolar and capillary walls form a very thin respiratory membrane, 1 micron in thick. Okay, it is allowing the efficient diffusion of gas in our lung. Okay, in there only the gas exchange will happening. And see, gas exchange happen in a passive diffusion, which is driven by the pressure gradient. It is oxygen moves moves from the alveoli. It is about 104 up to 105 millimeter mmHg into the blood in a capillaries, where it is partial pressure is about within a 50 or 45 to 50, and then carbon dioxide is moves into the opposite direction and into the alveoli. It is about 40 in range. So the process has to be inhalation. Initially it is inhalation. The diaphragm get contracted and it is moves down to the intercostal muscles. That is, during inhalation the diaphragm get contracted. Then again it moves intercostal muscles and lift a rib, and lung volume increases. That is, air inside the lung get increases, air enter into the lung. Then exhalation, the diaphragm get relaxed and moves up. So the rib move down and the lung volume get decreases. Air in the lung get expelled. And internal gas exchange are first initially tissue level. The oxygen diffuses from the systemic capillaries, that is from systemic capillaries which is into the tissue cells, and again carbon dioxide diffuses from the tissues then into the capillaries to be transported back into the lung, then expelled over. And factors affecting gas exchange are partial pressure, the difference between a gas and surface area of alveoli, and thickness of respiratory membrane, and a property of gas, that is water soluble, molecule or weight, and it is molecular weight. And structures and functions of alveoli are, that is tiny air sac, thin walls, that is up to 1 cellular cell in thick nanometer and surrounded by the capillaries, and large surface area. It is a moist lining layer covering, and efficient of gas exchange. And mechanism of gas exchange at the oxygen lung are, oxygen diffuses from the alveolar air and it into the blood. Then carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood into the alveolar air, and it is driven by partial pressure gradient, that is up to 40 millimeter per mercury. Then transport of gas in blood is about oxygen bind to the hemoglobin in red blood cells and transport. And carbon dioxide transported as bicarbonate, ions dissolved in carbon dioxide bound into the hemoglobin. And adaptations are very efficient gas exchange and thin respiratory membrane, and large surface area, and rich capillary network. Surfactant to the reduced tension prevent the alveolar collapse. And what is for surfactant are, here the type 2 alveolar cells produce the surfactant, and substances that reduce the surface tension in alveoli, preventing the collapse of lung during exhalation, and maintain their structure for the continuous gas exchange. It is produced by type 2 alveolar cells. So the alveoli extend during the inhalation, and it to take an oxygen rich air and recoil during the exhalation to expel the carbon dioxide, and facilitating the ventilation process necessary for gas exchange. And again it continues gas exchange sustain the cellular respiration, and it is important for our life. And proper function is depends upon the muscles and alveolar health. Sometimes there may be a dead space also be there. In that dead space there is no exchange of gas will be occur, because the alveolar space is normal, but the cells are can't able to absorb, and capillaries are doesn't get involved into the respiratory movement. The gas doesn't get the gas exchange doesn't get happen there. So sometimes it is maybe improper due to dead space, and proper function is depends upon the respiratory muscles, alveolar health and blood flow, and disorders may be due to affecting the component air, oxygen delivery into the carbon dioxide removal, and alveolar is surrounded by the dense network of capillary carrying deoxygenated blood. This ensure the continuous blood flow that maintain the strong concentration gradient with low oxygen and high carbon dioxide level in blood. So it is driving efficient gas exchange, and inner surface of alveoli is moist and allowing the gas to dissolve and diffuse more readily to across the respiratory membrane. Thank you all.